It's hard to talk to a 7 and a 5-year-old about the purpose of Thorn, but I think we talk about like mommy and daddy try to help people. So I guess we do talk about that, but maybe not in detail.
Ashton Kutcher's perfect image just took an unexpected turn. His own daughter said something that no one was ever meant to hear. We all know him as the funny guy or the genius investor, but there's more to his story. Wyatt Isabel Kutcher's words revealed a side of Ashton that changes everything we thought we knew. Was it a heartfelt confession or a surprising detail no one expected? Tune in as we uncover the truth she let slip that caused the famous actor to file divorce papers against Mila. The small notes that show big love. First off, Ashton's life seems like it's straight out of a movie. He's a star, a tech mogul, and a devoted family man. But being a dad, that's where things get real. Ashton and Mila Kunis, his equally famous wife, have worked hard to keep their family life private. No flashy social media posts with their kids, no big interviews about parenting. They've made it clear they're protecting Wyatt and her little brother Dimitri from the chaos of fame. Yet kids notice everything, and sometimes their honesty cracks through even the toughest boundaries. Before we delve into this, it's clear that Wyatt's words reveal more than just a simple family moment. They hint at a truth Ashton never planned to share, and it's something that will truly shock you. Wyatt, born in 2014, is growing up in a home filled with love and strong values. But let's not forget, she's also got a front row seat to the quirks of one of Hollywood's biggest stars. During a family moment, Wyatt let something slip about her dad, and it was too good to stay quiet. It wasn't a scandal or anything wild, but it was raw and personal, the kind of thing that makes you stop and think about who her dad really is. Apparently, he has this late-night habit. After the house is quiet and everyone's asleep, he sneaks into Wyatt's room. No, it's not some over-the-top Hollywood dad move. He's leaving little notes for her. Simple stuff like, "You're amazing," or "Have a great day tomorrow." It's not flashy or overdone, but it's so real. Can you imagine? A guy who's juggling movies, tech deals, and charity work still makes time to write notes to his daughter. That's next-level parenting. Here's the thing. He's not doing this for attention. In fact, he'd probably cringe if he knew people were talking about it. But Wyatt's little reveal paints a picture of a dad who genuinely cares about showing up for his kids in small but meaningful ways. It's a habit that's clearly rooted in his own past. He grew up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, in a home that was far from glamorous. Life wasn't easy. His family struggled with money, and his twin brother Michael faced serious health challenges. Those experiences shaped his outlook on life and love. He's spoken about how those tough times taught him resilience and the value of small, kind gestures. Leaving notes for his daughter, it's like he's passing on those lessons to the next generation. Wyatt's story also shines a light on how her parents run their household. Despite their fame, they've built a home that's grounded and practical. They're not raising their kids to expect a silver spoon lifestyle. Instead, they emphasize hard work, gratitude, and enjoying the simple things. That's not just talk either. The note-writing habit shows how his values play out in real life. It's the little things that leave the biggest mark. Now let's be clear, not every Hollywood star goes this route. Plenty of celebs lean into the limelight, showing off their kids and letting fame dictate their family's rhythm. Wyatt's parents, though, they've drawn a line. No public photos of Wyatt and Dimitri, no pap-friendly outings. They're putting their kids' well-being above everything, and Wyatt's little story just adds another layer to that. Think about it. His life is packed. He's balancing acting gigs, investing in tech startups, and running his nonprofit Thorn, which combats human trafficking. Yet he still finds the time to write those notes. That's not just being a dad, that's being an intentional parent. It's easy to get lost in the noise of fame and success, but he's staying grounded. And Wyatt's little revelation gives us a front row seat to that. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about what this says about parenting in general. Whether you're a Hollywood star or just a regular person, it's those everyday moments that matter most. The bedtime stories, the little notes, the words of encouragement, they all add up. He's not perfect, and he'd be the first to admit it. But this glimpse into his life shows that he's trying, and sometimes that's what makes all the difference. Wyatt's little story wasn't just a sweet moment. It showed how something so small can touch so many people. Simple gestures that speak volumes. When Wyatt's story about her dad's nightly notes hit the public, people couldn't stop talking about it. Suddenly, he wasn't just that Hollywood guy who made everyone laugh on TV or starred in blockbuster movies. He was this super thoughtful dad. Fans flooded social media with posts about how moved they were by his small but powerful parenting habit. Even parents started saying they wanted to do the same thing for their kids. It was like a little wave of inspiration rolled across the internet, all thanks to Wyatt's simple observation. But it wasn't just fans who spoke up. His friends, including Dax Shepard, jumped in with praise. Dax called him genuine and down-to-earth, the kind of guy who'd always put his family first. For someone with such a hectic schedule, that's not a small thing. It's easy to get caught up in the Hollywood machine, but he clearly knows what really matters. Sure, leaving notes for your kid might seem like a small thing, but that's where the magic is. It's these tiny acts that show who someone really is. For him, being a dad isn't just another role, it's the most important one. Those notes, they're more than just words scribbled on paper. They're proof of his effort to stay connected to his kids, even when he's juggling a million other things. And honestly, in a world where it's easy to get distracted by work, social media, or just life in general, that kind of effort stands out. Wyatt's casual mention of those notes peeled back a layer of her dad that most people don't get to see. It's not every day that you hear about a big-name celebrity focusing on something so simple yet so meaningful. And that's the thing. This story isn't just about a movie star, it's about a dad. The guy who gets that small, thoughtful actions can have a huge impact. Let's be real. In today's nonstop world, it's easy to miss the little things that actually matter. Everyone's staring at their phones or rushing from one thing to the next. His nightly notes are like a wake-up call, a reminder that you don't need to pull off some grand gesture to show you care. Love often shows up in the tiniest, quietest moments. Parents everywhere could relate to this. Whether it's a bedtime story, a hug before school, or even a quick "how was your day," these small efforts stick. They might not seem like much at the time, but they build something way bigger. A sense of security, love, and connection. His habit might have started as a personal thing, but now it's an idea that's inspired countless families. And let's not forget Wyatt herself. At such a young age, she already understands the value of what her dad does. She's not just spilling cute family details, she's giving the world a snapshot of what it means to prioritize family in a meaningful way. Her story shows that even kids pick up on the little things parents do, and those things matter more than we often realize. Wyatt's perspective is also a reminder of how simple actions can echo far beyond the moment. For her, it was probably just normal to talk about her dad's notes. But for the rest of us, it was a glimpse into how someone famous manages to stay grounded in something as universal as love for their kids. He's accomplished a lot: movies, investments, charity work, you name it. But if you asked him what really matters, you'd probably hear about his family. Wyatt's story isn't just about nightly notes, it's about leaving a legacy. And not the Hollywood kind. This is about building a legacy of love, compassion, and thoughtfulness. It's easy to forget that celebrities are just people too. They worry about their kids, hope for the best for them, and try to be there in whatever way they can. Ashton's nightly notes show that no matter how busy or famous you are, those little moments of connection make all the difference. What Wyatt shared wasn't just a random detail, it was a window into something bigger. It showed us that even in the glitz and chaos of Hollywood, people like Ashton are finding ways to keep it real. The notes might seem small, but they carry a big message, one that's easy to forget in a world obsessed with doing more, being more, and having more. For parents out there, it's a call to think about what small things you can do to show up for your kids. You don't need to be a Hollywood star to make an impact. Whether it's writing a note, sitting down to talk, or just being there, it's those small things that your kids will remember. And who knows, maybe one day they'll share those moments with the world, just like Wyatt did. While people loved Wyatt's story, it also made them think about famous families and the way their lives can surprise us. Nepo babies who earned their spotlight. In Hollywood, having famous parents is like holding a golden ticket to fame. Plenty of celebrity kids have turned their family name into a spotlight all their own. These Nepo babies, as the internet loves to call them, are everywhere, and some of them have managed to steal the show in ways you wouldn't expect. Sure, it's easy to roll your eyes and think, of course they made it, but let's break down who's really using their connections to shine and who's just coasting. Take Lily Rose Depp, for example. With Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis as parents, she could have just lounged in the glow of her famous lineage. But nope, she's diving headfirst into acting and snagging gigs as a Chanel ambassador. Some might argue she's had it easy, but stepping out from under the shadow of Captain Jack Sparrow is no small feat. Plus, her roles in indie films have critics taking her seriously, proving she's more than just a last name. Then there's Emma Roberts, whose aunt happens to be Julia Roberts. Yeah, the pretty woman herself. Emma didn't wait around though, she's been hustling since she was 10. From horror hits like Scream 4 to the cult favorite American Horror Story, she's carved out her niche as a scream queen. Sure, her aunt opened some doors, but Emma's the one who walked through them with guts and talent. And we can't forget Zoe Kravitz. When your parents are Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet, people expect you to be cool, but Zoe's gone above and beyond. Whether she's slaying it in Mad Max Fury Road or donning Catwoman's suit in The Batman, Zoe makes it clear she's not just riding her parents' coattails. Oh, and did we mention her music career? Talk about a double threat. Jack Quaid's another name making waves. With Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid as parents, he could have stayed in rom-com land, but he took a different path. His breakout role in The Boys shows he's got the chops to play gritty and complex characters. He's managed to sidestep the Nepo baby stereotype, proving he's got the talent to back up the family name. Let's talk about Maya Hawke. With Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman as her parents, expectations were sky high, but her performance as Robin Buckley in Stranger Things silenced the doubters. She's quirky, relatable, and effortlessly cool, a perfect fit for the Netflix hit. Watching her career unfold feels like a front row seat to something big. Dakota Johnson's rise to fame is another hot topic. With Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith as parents, plus Tippi Hedren as her grandmother, Dakota's Hollywood roots run deep. But starring in the 50 Shades series put her in a whole new league. Say what you want about the franchise, but Dakota's managed to parlay those roles into a career filled with diverse, critically acclaimed performances. Maude Apatow's story hits a bit closer to home literally. As the daughter of Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann, she grew up on film sets, but her role in Euphoria showed she's got serious acting chops. Playing Lexi, the quiet but powerful character, she's captured audiences' attention. It's clear Maude's not just a supporting player in her parents' narrative, she's writing her own. And then there's Blue Ivy Carter, who's barely out of elementary school and already making waves. Winning a Grammy? Check. Sharing the stage with Beyoncé? Double check. It's almost unfair how much talent runs in that family. At this rate, Blue Ivy's future in music looks unstoppable. The Fondas are a Hollywood dynasty that practically wrote the playbook on family fame. Starting with Henry Fonda's legendary performances in classics like 12 Angry Men, the legacy only grew. Jane Fonda's Oscar wins and activism made her an icon, while Peter Fonda's Easy Rider cemented his place in film history. Even Bridget Fonda carried the torch with her acting career before stepping away from the spotlight. Talk about keeping it in the family. Haley Joel Osment and Emily Osment are another sibling duo who've kept things interesting. Haley Joel's I See Dead People moment in The Sixth Sense is still unforgettable, while Emily's work in Hannah Montana and Spy Kids 2 showed she's no slouch. Both have successfully transitioned into adult roles, proving they're not just child stars frozen in time. It's easy to be cynical about celebrity kids. Do they have a head start? Absolutely. But turning that advantage into lasting success takes more than a famous last name. These stars prove that talent, hard work, and a bit of luck are still part of the equation. Of course, for every one of these success stories, there's another Nepo baby who's floundered. But hey, that's a story for another time. As the focus shifted to other celebrity families, Ashton and Mila's story showed how real connections can grow in the most unexpected ways. The unexpected path to family life. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis's story is the kind that feels like a wild mix of timing, missed chances, and finally a perfect storm of connection. Their first meeting goes all the way back to 1998 on the set of That 70s Show. Back then, Mila was just 14 and Ashton was 20, a big enough gap to keep everything strictly professional. Mila played Jackie Burkhart, the feisty, spoiled teen, while Ashton was the goofy, charming Michael Kelso. Their chemistry on screen, undeniable. But off-screen, let's just say it was nothing like the romance people later obsessed over. For Mila, one particular scene became unforgettable. It was her first kiss. Not just on screen, but ever. And guess what? It was with Ashton. While Mila admitted to having a schoolgirl crush on him, the whole thing felt awkward and nerve-wracking. Imagine being a teenager sharing a scene like that with someone you admire. On Ashton's side, he was none the wiser. To him, it was all just part of the job. Little did either of them know that moment would become a small piece of a much bigger story. Fast forward to 2006 when That 70s Show wrapped up. Ashton and Mila went their separate ways, professionally and personally. Ashton tied the knot with Demi Moore in 2005, while Mila was in a long-term relationship with Macaulay Culkin starting in 2002. For years, their paths barely crossed. They stayed friendly but distant, two people with their own lives, relationships, and careers. Hollywood's a small town, but it's big enough when you're not looking for someone. Then came 2011. It was like the universe decided to shuffle the deck. Mila and Macaulay split up early that year, and by November, Ashton and Demi's separation made headlines. Suddenly, both of them were single. Coincidence? Maybe. But let's be real, sometimes things happen for a reason. January 2012 rolled around and fate threw them together again. This time it was at the 69th Golden Globe Awards. A casual encounter? Sure, but it was enough to spark something. Not long after, Ashton invited Mila to a housewarming party. The funny part? His plan was to set her up with a friend. Instead, the two of them found themselves clicking in a way they never had before. Talk about unexpected turns. Their relationship started in a way that almost felt like a rom-com plot. Both had starred in movies about casual flings, Mila in Friends with Benefits, and Ashton in No Strings Attached. So when they decided to give a casual relationship a try, it felt like life imitating art. But as you'd guess, things didn't stay casual for long. By April 2012, they were living together. That kind of move doesn't scream no strings at all. By 2014, their relationship had taken some serious turns. Engagement? Check. Baby on the way? Check. They welcomed their first child, Wyatt Isabel Kutcher, in October that year. A private wedding followed in July 2015, and not long after, their family grew again. In November 2016, they had a son, Dimitri Portwood Kutcher. From casual dating to building a family, their story evolved faster than anyone could have predicted. What makes their path stand out isn't just the timeline, but how they've handled it all. Ashton and Mila have kept their personal life low-key, focusing on their family rather than the spotlight. Sure, they've shared bits and pieces about their parenting approach and relationship dynamics, but they've never overdone it. Their emphasis on mutual respect and communication seems to be the perfect ingredient in their marriage. Looking back, it's wild to think about how far they've come. From teenagers awkwardly navigating their roles on a sitcom to building a life together, it's a story full of twists, timing, and a whole lot of growth. But here's the thing, could it all have been a matter of destiny? Or was it just two people who happened to reconnect at the right time? Either way, their path from co-stars to soulmates is a Hollywood tale that's hard to beat. What's next for Ashton and Mila? Well, we'll have to wait and see. One thing's for sure, their story isn't over yet. Could Ashton Kutcher's daughter's revelation simply be an innocent remark, or does it uncover something deeper about his private life that he's kept hidden from the world? What do you think her words truly mean? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.